Hello witches and warlocks, welcome back to my channel. It's so nice to see you again. So while doing this video I actually cannot think of a title, but it will be obviously titled by the time this goes up, but as I'm doing this video I actually don't have a title in mind, because I had one thing in my mind of what I was going to do this video for, and I've changed my mind a few times, and now I just think it's going to be just a catch up in a way, because I haven't done a video for a long while. It's been almost a month and a half since I've done my last video, and it's purely because I've been so busy. A lot's been happening in my life. January was just so intense and crazy work-wise, with new shows that I'm doing. I just started a new show. I've had new people start at work, so we are slowly, surely getting ourselves back on track, as some people have left the company, some people have joined the company, and things are changing slowly. I'm now moving house, so there you may have one more video, maybe two, of me still here in this setup, but that will change in April. So yeah, it's been a lot happening, and that's why I haven't really got around to do a video. And I did celebrate imbolc and found out a lot of things about imbolc, which surprised me. I mean, in the witchy world, things have always been very equal for me, and very pleasant to be, because it doesn't really single anyone out, really. However, saying that, I found imbolc, and this is my impression, and you know, you don't have to agree with me. I felt imbolc was very female orientated. You know, the deity Bridget is very female orientated, very female strong, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I love the fact, and I celebrate the fact that the witch community is very female empowering, and it makes a change, because females throughout the generations, throughout the years, have been suppressed and had a hard time. Even in my generation, like even when I first came on the scene, and I was a baby in the 80s, and life for women even then wasn't the best. Equal pay at work to this day still doesn't happen in some places. Obviously women couldn't even really have a status of power until the late 80s. It was very hard. So I totally get, and I totally support all the lovely women out there, especially, my friends, my family, and all my subscribers who are women. You're very empowering people, and a lot of people in my life that have been great influences on me are women. My best friends are women. So this is not a dig at women at all. Please don't take that in any way, shape or form. I just found imbolc to be very female orientated, which happens, and it'd be nice to have some more strong males out there in the witchy world, who come through, because I still feel that there isn't enough of us talking or getting ourselves out there to say that this isn't just a female world. There's quite a few men in there, and it's nice to see that I've got some more male subscribers, and males that are doing videos that I'm following now and subscribing to, and it's so nice. So yeah, there's no dig against women. I just found imbolc to be very much a female orientated holiday. But saying that, I still enjoyed it. It was fun. I did some great things. I found it very warming, and a time to snuggle up on the couch and get snuggly and warm, and enjoy that downtime. So I made myself some soups and broths and also some cheese straws, and those sorts of homely type things, and that's what it was very much about for me. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the next holiday coming up very soon, which I think is also, and I think I'm pronouncing this right, Ostara. Ostara. I think I'm right. So that one is very much about new beginnings, a fresh start. Obviously, in the Christian community, it's known as Easter. I know many stories around how that came about, and so I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about holidays, and imbolc obviously being my first, and Ostara now being my second, which is coming up in March, I do believe. I'm very excited. I used to love Easter. In a way, I still do. I just find it quite commercial. The Easter thing now, and the whole Easter bunny and the chocolate eggs. It's very obviously very commercial these days, and it's all about buying Easter eggs and having about 30 dozen boxes of chocolates. And that's not what it's about, really. It's all about new starts, new beginnings. It's just popping into the beginnings of spring and enjoying that. So I'm quite excited about that, and I'm going to tell you all about what I'm going to do for Ostara when I finally do it. And hopefully I'll be able to document it a little bit more than I have this time. It's just that January and February, in a way, has been very, very busy for me. On top of that, obviously it's been Valentine's Day, which is another another holiday I can't stand. And it's not really a holiday, really, because I don't think there was a St. Valentine's that I know of, as far as I know. And again, Valentine's was something that came along because the card companies wanted to fill in something that there wasn't, because there was a big gap between New Year and Christmas up until Easter, where there's a big gap of not really much happening in the card world and present world. So they sort of came up with this, let's have a St. Valentine's Day love thing, and celebrate the person you love. And I sound very cynical. I'm not with anyone, I'm single. And my last relationship didn't end very well. So I just haven't found that feeling of wanting to love again, which is very sad in a way. I'm happy being on my own at the moment and being just me and finding me again. I lost myself for a year and a half, and I was part of a couple, and I lost me. I lost myself. So yeah, Valentine's Day is not really one I really celebrate. But if you do, then I hope you had a great one, and I hope you found lots of love. And I'm sending out lots of love to people out there who don't have somebody in their lives. So anyway, that aside, I had a great little imbolc, and I learned a lot. But also, some new things have been happening on my little YouTube channel as well. I have gone over 50 subscribers, and I was just in shock. I was not expecting it at all. I thought 50 would take forever, and I know that doesn't seem a lot to some people. I mean, I have friends on here who actually have thousands of subscribers. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers. But I never thought it would happen to me. I never thought that I would even get more than 2 subscribers. I thought 5 at the max, but to have over 50 and for it to be going up every day. I mean, every day I go on and it's gone up and up and up, and I can't put all of the credit on me, purely because this is a new channel for me and this is all new for me. But I have a great friend in the way of Mandy C, and bless her, she is a girl with her finger in many, many pies, and she has so much on, and she thought it would be best to help her subscribers out by offering her the chance to come and watch my channel because of my Book of Shadows tutorials, which is where this all began. Really, with my my Book of Shadows, which I had seen many videos on the Book of Shadows, and some of them were a bit confusing for me and a bit hard to follow for me, and I just wanted to really sort of take it down a bit and like bring it back a bit and just be like, do you know what, this is how I want to do my Book of Shadows, and I want to start from scratch. So I started a tutorial, and I didn't think it was going to be as popular as it has been, but it has. And now, thanks to Mandy C, who just didn't have time, bless her, to do a video all about how she made her book. So she realised that me and her had made our books very similar. In fact, almost totally similar. So if you do want to check out my tutorials and you want to make a Book of Shadows, you can check out my videos. Just give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you like it. I was very impressed with myself that I could actually manage to pull off something like that. So yeah, so thank you for watching those videos. If you are watching them, thank you. If you have come over from Mandy's channel and you are now subscribed to me, I'm totally honored. Thank you so much. I can't even begin to tell you again how overwhelmed I am that people are actually out there watching my videos. And yeah, I've been away for a while, and I'm hoping to get my videos back on track again. I know at the end of this month, I have a month left in my flat that I'm in right now. So it's going to be quite hectic for a while, and I will be putting out another video very shortly, because obviously I'll be having an unboxing very shortly of Witch Casket for February. So that should be fun. That's coming up. So just for the people, I've had a few questions about my Book of Shadows, obviously, since Mandy has put a link on her channel to my videos, or at least my first video of my tutorial. So I've had obviously a few people ask me some questions about my Book of Shadows, and I've tried to answer them as quickly as possible. And obviously I'm nowhere near as many questions as Mandy gets every single day. So if you do have a question about my Book of Shadows, don't be shy. I do check my channel as often as possible, and I will reply to everyone. So because if I have the time, I will do them all in one go, or I will gradually get through all the questions. But they do come up on my phone. They let me know that I have some questions, and I haven't had an awful lot, but I've had a few. So I thought I'd take this opportunity while I'm on to take a little look at my Book of Shadows. Now, don't be shocked, because even though that tutorial was months ago, my last tutorial on my Book of Shadows, and I finished it early, and like early back in the day, and I haven't really done much else with it. I'm one of these people, I'm very much a case of, I will get into something really intensely. So I, like, for instance, my tutorial, making my Book of Shadows, and then when it comes to actually making the Book of Shadows follow on, it's very hard for me. I tend to have a big massive chunk of my life where I just go, right, I'm all into this and this is what I'm going to do. And then something else will come up, and then something else will come up, and something else will come up, and I will forget about that for a while. And until I have nothing else to think about for a little bit, I will then go back to it and have a look. So don't be surprised, there isn't much done, other than what you're going to see. So there isn't a lot. However, I thought I'd have a little catch up. So my book of shadows is this. For those who are watching this video and haven't watched my others, I made this book from scratch. So I have a tutorial on it, as I said. So yeah, you can make this as well. Make this book of shadows just like mine if you fancy. I got little, I actually followed a YouTube video many years ago of a guy in Ireland, an Irish YouTuber who, I don't think he's on the channel anymore, but I know his videos are still up. So you can check them out. But yeah, I got most of my idea from there. But I think it's turned out amazingly well. I'm really happy with it. So this is what I did. So you can see that I actually do have some pages in there now. But the last time I left it was completely empty. But I put the pages in, and basically these are my binding screws. I've got tons of space, tons and tons of space left. It hasn't nowhere near filled, so you can see there. There's loads more room for it. But yeah, so I have a little earth page there, and an air page, and a fire page. Hard to see, and obviously a water page as well. And then after that is completely blank, and different color pages. However, again, if you want your book to be phenomenally all the same and perfect in every way, then by all means get the same paper, dye your paper, coffee stain it, tea stain it, whatever you fancy. This is parchment paper, which is very expensive, by the way. So I got one pack to fill my book, because it's going to take me a while to fill this, because I am one of these people, I procrastinate a lot. So yeah, so when I get time and when I feel the need to, really. So yeah, it's the back of my book of shadows. So yeah, these are the pages, and it's not that thick at the moment because obviously I haven't really put a lot in there. But I do have a ton of pages to go in. Obviously, every time I get a book of shadow, witch casket, sorry, they send a parchment with spells and little things, and there's prosperity spell that I've had forever that I've decided that I'm going to put in my book of shadows when I do that prosperity and success spell. I actually did my theory recently, my driving theory test, and I took a crystal with me on the test day, and yeah, it was a prosperity and success crystal, and I passed first time, full marks. Yeah, totally blew it out of the water. So I was so pleased. So yeah, I wanted to do a success spell, a prosperity and success spell. And I mean, I may not stick to this one. I am not entirely sure, because I am venturing into writing my own spells. And hopefully I will be doing them for Mandy as well. Mandy, who you may know, obviously some of you will because you've subscribed to her, has asked me if I would take some of my spells and hand them to her to do a project that she's working on at the moment. So I'm, as soon as I get 5 minutes free, I will be doing those spells for her, which is nice to be asked, really, for someone so popular as Mandy. It's a pleasure to know her and be inspired by her, which I have for many years. I used to watch her YouTube channels from the first moment she started. So it's nice to now know that I have a friend in her, and that she's asked me, of all people, to help her with spells and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So that's my Book of Shadows, which is a work in progress, but that's where I got to in the end, and I think it turned out quite nicely. I mean, admittedly, I did cut my pages down slightly, because they did hang over just a little, but that's because obviously my pages don't go all the way back to the end of the board, so there's a little tiny gap, so about that much was how much was hanging out. So I just trimmed it off, really, off the paper. Didn't really make a difference, really. There weren't much to it. So yeah, I would probably say, if you are going to do the book and follow my tutorial, just when you do your things, your binding screws, maybe get them a little bit lower, and then you probably won't have that problem. Because you can't go all the way back, just go as far back as you can. I would say I basically did it like this because the hole punch I use has a limiter, so you can only go as far back. But I mean, it still worked, so I'm still happy with it. I'm over the moon with it, in fact, and I will be getting back into using this book because it will be my working book. I'm not fussed about it being perfect. Because it's a working Book of Shadows, and it's my Book of Shadows. It's only for me. I will be the only one using it, so it doesn't matter what it looks like as long as I'm happy with it. I'm not here to be like, this is my Book of Shadows and it's going to be perfect. I mean, those 4 pages you see at the front, I didn't design them. They weren't mine. I ordered them offline because I liked the look of them and I wanted some correspondence. I might be. And there'll be bits in there that I want to do, and I will be putting spells in there as well, that of my own making. So there'll be loads of stuff going in, and imbolc, I'll be doing a page on that because obviously now I experience imbolc as a witch. I will be looking into that as well. So, but yeah, so. Let me know if there is anything about my book you want to know about. I mean, I think I've covered everything as far as I know. You may want to ask me more questions, but just so you know, I answer all those questions in my videos. So have a little look at the video. And if you've got any questions about the video, just comment on the end of them and I will go back and I'll look at those. So yeah, so that was pretty much it, really. For my Book of Shadows, so I'm happy with it. I'm over the moon. So yeah, Book of Shadows, imbolc, lots happening. This has been happening the last few months that I last spoke to you guys, and I do believe the last thing I did was an unboxing of Witch Casket. I think that was the last thing I did, somewhere along that lines anyway. But yeah, so that's really it for the book. So I hope that's answered some questions and you've all had a little look at what it looks like now. It's not much has changed really. I've just put some pages in it. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, witches and warlocks, I did just want to take this last opportunity before I disappear and say goodbye. That for my English viewers who are watching this, you'll know what I'm about to talk about. For some of the American viewers, you may not know. But yesterday was Saturday the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, and I obviously I'm not a Valentine's person, so I wasn't really paying attention to the world during that time, and Saturday was a bit of a shock for the country in a way, because someone quite famous in the world of entertainment in Britain took her own life, and she was known for being a presenter on the UK X Factor and also Britain's on I'm a Celebrity. She was known for hosting a lot of TV shows, and she was obviously in the spotlight a lot, and she obviously was struggling with a lot of demons because of that. Her life was a bit hectic and sad at the time, and she had controversy in her life, and the press decided to exploit that. And of course, everyone got on board with intimidating and putting her down. And it made me think today that, you know, in life, we go through an awful lot. And I used to think that as humans, we could handle mostly anything in life. And we can, we're strong individuals. And I know this from personal experience, that you go through a lot and it's hard, but somehow we find the strength to deal with it every single day. And then occasionally something like this happens, and you realize that sometimes we're not always that strong, and it's the people around you that help you be strong. What happened to her was just incredibly tragic. Some have views about it, that it's a coward's way out, that it's, you know, for those cynical people that just don't understand that you can get to that point in your life where you just don't know where to turn, and you don't know what to do, and you can't see through the cloud of judgment to ask for help. And these are people that look like they're having a whale of a time, amazing time in life, smiling, happy, jolly to the world, and inside they're dying. Their emotions are just in torment, and we don't know. You walk past these people every single day and you don't know. So I guess I just wanted to acknowledge it, because we all know that we go to these dark points in our lives and life gets harder. And I just want to say that no matter what you go through in life, no matter what you do and what you have to go through, there's always help. There's always someone out there who can help you, and someone you can talk to, always. You don't have to be on your own. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to always be strong. It's not weak to feel like you're not strong. I know in my life, as an entertainer, as a singer, as a dancer, you go through a lot of being in the public eye. I'm nowhere near in the public eye like this young girl was, but every day of my life I'm on display to hundreds of people that come away on holiday. People that don't always agree with you, don't always like the way you look, don't always like the way you dance, don't always like the way you sing. And for the 20 people that love you, there'll be 5 that don't. And they're the 5 that you always think about, and the 5 that you always care about. Because having 20 people tell you that you're amazing, but you're having 5 people tell you you're terrible at your job, or that you can't sing, or you can't dance, or you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too gay, you're too straight, you know, you're too ethnic, can be hurtful, really hurtful. So yeah, even though it's not as huge as what's happened in the media, as entertainers, we go through it every single day. As a singer, as a dancer, you put yourself out there for criticism. YouTube, people, we put ourselves out there for criticism. We are on display. We open up. We show our vulnerable sides. And we take the risk that we're not going to get these people that just want to put you down for doing what you love to do. You know, I do these videos not for the likes. I don't do these videos for the subscribers. I do these videos because, one, I enjoy it. I enjoy what I do. I love being a pagan. I love being a witch. And I love this community. It's all about love and self-worth and helpfulness and all the good things that should be in life. And I'm happy to be part of that. Other people don't have that luck. And I'm sure as time goes on and my channel grows, you know, if it does, that's all good. But I'm sure as my channel grows, there'll be people who don't agree with what I say and what I do and how I practice. And some people who will voice that. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Because you are you, and that's never going to change. You should never change yourself for anyone else. People should love you for you and like you for you, regardless of how tall you are, how short you are, how fat you are, how skinny you are, how old you are, what sexuality you are, whether you're male, whether you're female, whether you're transgender, whether you're something completely different and don't even recognize yourself as male or female. There are so many things out there, and so many personalities, and that's great. That's great. We have the right to be who we are, whoever you are. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. I'm not going to say that I haven't judged. And that's something I personally will have to work on as a person. And I think we all need to. I think we maybe need to start not judging so quickly on someone. You know, we all have our personal values, and that's our values and our way of thinking, and that's all it is. It's our way of thinking, your way of thinking, your personal opinion. And I'm not saying you don't have the right to your personal opinion or voicing your personal opinion. Just think, stop and think. What is my personal opinion going to do to somebody else. And keep your personal opinion as your personal opinion. If you don't agree with someone else, then that's fine. We're each to our own. You don't have to always agree. However, don't judge someone for believing something different. Because if that's true and we're all gonna be doing that, we might as well be back in medieval times when people who were different were not only trolled on the internet, they weren't trolled on the internet, they weren't criticizing social media, there weren't articles on newspapers that weren't true. There was none of that. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. That doesn't mean that people weren't persecuted because of their differences, weren't burnt at the stake because of their differences, weren't drowned in wells because of their differences, weren't hung from trees because of their differences. So just because the persecution has come a long way from physical harm, the thing is now that we have something in front of us every single day that may not physically hurt us, but it mentally hurts us. It mentally hurt that young girl. It can mentally hurt anybody out there. And what you have in your hand, that mobile device, that laptop, that desktop, is just as bad as a noose, as a gun, as a sword. It hurts just the same. It hurt her to the point where she took her own life. Someone out there, people out there, drove a young girl to take her own life. They got her to that point where she couldn't face any more of the world. And that's worse than a gunshot, than a noose. Because that could happen to everybody out there, anybody. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that shootings and hangings and murders are not as bad as what's happened to this young lady. They are. It's all horrible and disgusting behaviour. But what you have to remember is this little device here that I'm filming on right now. There are kids as young as 6 or 7 who have this device in their hands. This little device that can kill. Social media, podcasts, YouTube videos, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. All these things, you might as well have a loaded gun in your hand. Because someone said something very strong and powerful many, many years ago. and they said the pen is mightier than the sword. So we need to start thinking now, in this day and age, that we have to start using our words for good and not bad. Stop criticizing, stop judging, and start loving and caring and enjoying each other. Because you get one life, people, one life. People out there may believe that we come back and reincarnate and we get to live a life again. That's wonderful. Wonderful way of thinking. But at this moment, you're living your life. You need to live it to your best ability. Live it to your best capability. Do what makes you happy. Life is way too short to 1, not do what you love. 2, not be with the one you love. And 3, not give love. So on that note, I want to give some love myself to the amazing people that have decided to follow my YouTube videos and care. And I want to show you I appreciate you. So I said, if I reach 50 subscribers, that I will give you a present and a gift. So I'm going to do that. So for those out there who have subscribed to my channel, who have liked my channels, who have watched my channel, I want to offer you something in return. So I'm going to do a little giveaway. It's not much, but it's something that I'd like to offer you. So all you need to do to enter this is be subscribed down on my channel. Like this video if you want. You don't have to, but if you want to, like this video. And then yeah, just be subscribed to my channel. And I will choose someone from my subscribers and people who watch this video. So if you've liked this video, then I will take the little list of subscribers and liked people. I will choose one at random, and you will be the winner of my little giveaway. And then I will obviously I will contact that person, and you can give me a secure address that I will send the gifts to. And yeah, so I just want to one more time thank you, because I have gone on so much in this video, but it's a subject that I think we all need to discuss more and talk more. So get it out, get the message out there, people. Spread the love, and remember, there's always someone who can help you, always. So just speak out. It's not wrong, and you are not bad for feeling low, depressed, or at the end of your mind. Don't give up. Reach out and help. And the same goes for everybody out there. Pick up the phone, message your friends and family, because you could save a life just by reaching out and caring. So for me, Mikey, thank you so much for watching my video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, let me know. Put your name down below, like the video, subscribe, and get your name. I will give away something great for somebody out there. And so with that, saying the least, you be you, and blessed be.